Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to Tuesday Evening Live, here to support our Thrive. My name's Lisa Lyle. This is my channel here on YouTube. A very warm welcome back to all of you who have been traveling with me for a while, and a very warm welcome to this space to those of you who are new. Let's just get the Palo Santo going. How's everyone doing? I trust that whenever you come across these messages, although they are coming through on April the 8th, I trust that whenever you land on them, there will be something here for you that will support you on your awakening journey, your healing journey, and just your day to day. Thank you. You're so kind. Okay, let's get this Palo Santo going. I got distracted there by something. It's like I'm a dog and I see a squirrel. At this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind, here to support our greatest and highest good at this time via the pathway of a calm nervous system. So, yeah, crazy day. No, that's cool. It's about right. Um, Today, so let's see. I did some astrology here Saturday night, and there was no one live with me, and there hasn't been a ton of views. So I'm going to probably revisit some of that. Today has seemed like I don't know about you over here. This girl has been like, I cleaned two closets, like big closets, and I've just really felt the need to get some more order. We've been living in this new location for 6 months now, and there was still in this room, there was still quite a few boxes, and you'll see I have a wall hanging. I'm going to hang up over there tomorrow. Yeah, so today has been very much about clearing clutter. My son and I went and did a grocery shopping, which was really nice to go and do that with him. It was like the old days, and of course, spent over $200 on really not a lot of food. $200 does not go very far anymore. Yeah, and then came home. Yeah, awesome. So we're in sync. There's something about this, and it's almost because Mercury is moved direct now, and we have Venus will be moving direct the day after the full moon. I wrote that down. Venus is moving direct on the 13th, and Mercury is moving direct on the 10th. So they're beginning to station to go direct in the next couple of days, but they are stationing on Saturn. So this is going to be asking of us to see the bigger picture and the bigger cycles. And if you'll remember, what will we remember? We will remember that Saturn, we had Saturn, Venus, Mercury, and the North Node. So they're all in Pisces. And they were it was the North Node conjunction, and they were all trine to Mars in Cancer. And so, I mean, there's a lot going on, but it just feels like there is this need to clear clutter, get rid of what you're not using. And just, for me, it was just about creating a more orderly space. I like to have things in their place. And even though sometimes they're in their place, I forget where I've put them. So it was nice to come across some things that I had forgotten where I put them. So yeah, what else? Let's see. We have, it's ridiculous, isn't it, Kiva? So what did I write here? We had we had those Saturn, Venus, and Mercury with the North Node in Pisces conjunction, which was trine Mars in Cancer, and Mars has been in Cancer since September the 5th of 2024. Encouraging, right? Only I'll remember where it is. I never remember anymore. Um, and yeah, so with Mars in Cancer, and the moon was in Cancer last Thursday and Friday. And this is all about the message is sacred is our love. And with Mars in Cancer, this is about protection of the innocence of the child. So, all of us. And it begins with us protecting the child that lives within us. Um, Mars in Cancer is about safety, feeling safe and secure. And it's important for us adults now to remember that security begins within our personal experience. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to be shared. If you're looking for more of the astrology, I would encourage you to go back and listen to the Saturday Night Live, which was just done. We're at Tuesday now, 765, Saturday the 5th of April. And so we have the full moon coming in the sign of Libra on the 12th, and it's opposite to Chiron in Aries. And the message here is that we are the balance point. So, you know, and then the day after the full moon, we have the ruling planet of Libra, which is Venus, going direct. So this is about lovingly restoring balance in our personal experience. With Mercury going direct just before the full moon, we're going to begin communicating. And so perhaps there's been some relationships in your life that have been challenging lately. And, you know, perhaps you've been at a standstill energetically with respect to communication. Well, each kind of does their own inner reflection. It feels like in a couple of days, the communication is going to start rolling and flowing again. And all I would say to you is to be sure that you are communicating from your heart space. So non-confrontational, non-confrontational communication. So yeah, there's that. So let's get some cards here. I'm not even sure which cards they want. I'm being guided to use here. We'll go back to these ones, the Queen of the Moon, the Moonology, and the Queen of the Sun Oracle. Oh, really? Yeah, it's, you know, it can be challenging. And yet I have found in my personal experience, the softer approach does work. It kind of disarms those. And particularly if we're used to having challenging communication with folks, if we just, it's challenging. I know how hard it is because we just want to say our part, right? I would really, there's something to be said about being the adult in the room. That card flew. Did you see that? Maybe not. Let's see. Your dreams need a practical plan. The full moon in Taurus. And we are moving towards Taurus season. So after our full moon in Libra, we will be then having the new moon in Taurus. I don't know the dates. Yeah, I understand that, Kiva. Same. I don't like it very much either. And yet I'm being guided to encourage you to forgive yourself, be gentle with yourself. And I am, that's okay. It, you know, it happens to the best of us. I always, my preference is, oh, hey, how's the new job going, Miss Dawn. How's it going? We have missed you. Yay. I have found it myself too, because, I've had those moments, and it's often those moments come in those relationships with those that we're closest to. So for me, it's my son. We live together, and, it's always the two of us. So, those situations have occurred where one of us or the other is, you know, loses it, if you will, explodes. And personally, I have found, as the adult in the room, although he is an adult too, he's a young adult, I've found it's just best to amend the behavior. So change the behavior, reflect on our actions and, our part, without feeling the need to point fingers or justify poor behavior. It's simply about, seeing our part and making the amend, right? Because so many people say sorry over and over and over again, and they keep repeating the same behavior. So they're not really sorry. It's more about, to amend. If we amend a contract, we scratch something out and put something else there. So we're changing it. So it's the same for us with our behavior. It's important for us to reflect on situations when we, may not be having one of our finest moments, and then, modifying our behavior so that perhaps the next time we're, it's a different experience. So let's hear how Dawn's new job is going. Working for a big corp is new for me, but I have a soft launch today due to the ice storm, and we are very tech heavy, so slow start, but I'm getting into the swing. Well, that's good. It's a bit of a learning curve. So do you have a lot of ice up there? We didn't, like here, we've had weird weather. So I'm probably a couple hours south of Dawn. And we've had some strange, like today's very cold. It feels just like winter again out there, and there's been snow flying and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, and oftentimes we listen when we're in conversation with others, we're often listening to respond, right? Instead of just like sometimes I think where we're at with this non-confrontational communication is sometimes we just need someone to listen to us so that we can vent and get it off our chest or off our heart or mind, and perhaps we want a sounding board, or maybe not. Maybe we just want someone to hear us out. And other times, perhaps we are going to someone. Sorry, there was just someone walking by the window outside here. Okay. Yeah. Well, I know in the like Peterborough area, there's still people up there without power. Like I think this is 11 days later or something. So I work with a young man who has recently moved to the Kawarthas, and some of his neighbors, like just down the street, are still without power, and it's been like 11 days later. It's ridiculous. Canada, eh? Okay, so yeah. So we had the first card out was your dreams need a practical plan, the full moon in Taurus. But then we get this, a new start is coming, the new moon. So our next new moon is the new moon in Taurus, and that's probably going to be around the 24th, 23rd, 24th, 25th, something like that. Yeah. No, I know. I knew what you meant. And yelling, sometimes we just need to do it. But we often feel bad on the other side of it. I get. And here, perhaps in your situation today, Kiva, the emotions were running high. And, we had our super full moon in Virgo just about a month ago now. And coming up to this next one. So we're just like in this supercharged time. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm sure the person that, the other person felt terrible too, it's never a good feeling. And especially for those of us who um, are more mature, if you will, we often, it's out of character. Sometimes though, it gets the attention that, uh, it needs. It happens. Yeah, the energy is gaining momentum, and this is the waxing moon, and we do have the moon waxing to fullness right now. Hopefully, we'll be able to see it here. It is a little, we've had a lot of heavy spraying in the last couple of days, which leads to the strange weather that we're having. Sadly, there's many that haven't made that connection yet. Perfect. This feels like the perfect card, too. End that deck on. Kiva, Dawn, anyone else here? If you would like an animal, wild unknown animal and archetype card, let me know and I'll pull some for you at the end. The self-love card, the waxing crescent. And awesome. This is really about, again, the divine path of purpose. Remember, when we see six, we're reminded we're here to flip the script. This is about our divine path of service in this lifetime. And that path of service begins with radical self-care, radical self-love, showing up for ourselves each and every day, even when we don't feel it. Like I said, the energy today was interesting because I had no intention of cleaning closets, absolutely none. I was preparing, I was getting all of our laundry together because tomorrow I'm going to get up early and go and see if I can fire off 6 loads one time in the laundry room. So I was getting that all together, and then I don't even know what it was, but then next thing you know, I was cleaning out the closet. And then it started because I wanted to hang up some of my plants. I have a window in one of our rooms in the living room that I'm making like a green curtain. So the plants, the pothos are hanging over the curtain rod. And then I have a couple of Hoyas on some other shelves in there. And I didn't really like how it looked. So I decided to hang up a couple of the Hoyas, bring them out, hang them up, and do some propagating of others. So I got so sidetracked. So I did that with the plants. I got a couple propagations going, and then I was like cleaning the closet in the front hallway, and then I was cleaning the closet in here, and blah, 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 blah. And then my son came home and he wanted to go grocery shopping right away. So did that. And it just seems like, the energy's all over the place, but we can work it to our advantage to get a lot done. And I feel like I accomplished a lot today, and then I'll accomplish a lot more tomorrow as well. I do feel, though, that it's important for us not to put pressure on ourselves, to simply show up for ourselves from this space of unconditional love, and really seeing the value and of the purity of our heart. Can you see me? I'm starting to sweat in here. Let me just open the window a little bit. So yeah, it's I think it's really important for us to place great value on our self-care practices and our self-care routine. Yeah, it's the same thing, Mo. We've been here. I literally have been here 6 months now. So we made it through half a year at this new location, and now we're into the new year. And I still, even here, if I could turn the computer, you could see there's a couple things that I still have to go through. One bin there still has like some stuff of Frank's, and it's like there seems to be this energy about of streamlining. So like, it takes time to get ourselves settled in a new location. It takes time to get the feel of the space. And after being here now for 6 months, it really feels like, now it's like, okay, next stage. And then live here through, right? It is. I'm 6 months at my new location. Yeah, moving is exhausting. And we moved from the main level of a bungalow, a 3-bedroom main level of a bungalow where we had a backyard, a shed, and a garage, to a 3-bedroom apartment with a shed and no locker or anything like that. So there was this so much downsizing on the other side, and I virtually did it all myself. I did have the help of my son's father with it was 2112 there. I did have the help of my son's father in like transporting stuff here, and all of that. But it was pretty well, this move was done. It was like a 1-person, 2-person operation. And we probably did, I don't know, 25, 30 loads over to this space. And so then when we got here, when we got everything here, it was just exhausting, right? It was just like, put it where it can go. So now it's like we're here and there's still more downsizing to do. And I always considered myself to be somewhat of a minimalist. And then I realized, I'm a minimalist who hangs on to like things like pieces of driftwood and feathers and rocks and stones and, just all like mostly nature things that I gather and collect, beach glass and, and then other odds and ends. So it is nice to clear our stuff. And it feels like it's important for us to do it this time because we have spent so much of the last year clearing away, releasing, moving, changing spaces, changing locations, healing, grieving, letting things go, that now we're at this point where we've just come into the new year. We're coming up to the Easter, which has been spoken about for months now, that this is going to be like the rebirth for all of us. And so it does, if you're feeling the urge to clear away, do it. And, it just let it go. It feels better to just let things go. And it is an act of self-love and self-care. One more. So if anyone else, Kiva and Dawn would like cards pulled for them. So if anyone else is here and you'd like some cards pulled, let me know. So we're going to take those ones that fell on the floor. We're not going to look at those quite yet. We're going to look at the ones that came out. And the first one that came out is Vitality, number 31. 13 is my number for the Divine Feminine. So this is the mirror image of that. And it is all about the vitality of the sisterhood. And for quite some time, the Divine Feminine has been, for decades, the Divine Feminine has been doing the inner work, has been, lightening the load, releasing the burdens, releasing the guilt, the shame, the pain, all of it. And now we are holding space, and it's almost like, for some reason, I'm hearing Ring of Fire, Heart's Desire, Flame of Love lifts us higher. Huh. That's interesting. I'll have to play that back and write that down. And then the second card out here was the protection card. And it says Sekhmet. And it's a number 20. 20 is the judgment card. And so this does feel like the need to release and let go of judgment. And again, it's the self judgment, right? To judge ourselves is not very loving. It is important to do, like, 12-step programs, have the personal inventory. Very beneficial practice, absolutely beneficial. But this protective energy, this has been coming through for a long time now, for weeks, right? With Archangel Michael showing up quite a bit. And so it's really important for us to remember that when we are honoring our path of purpose, when we are trusting and following our heart, we are guided and protected. We're safe. And it's like going out into the world in our invisible force field of love, which is our protection, ultimately. Oh, look at that. Desire. What did I just say? I said something. I don't remember, but it did say something about our heart's desire takes us higher. And it's a number 5. So this is about change. 5, force field of love. Yeah. 5 is the number of change. And it's like, I feel for some, it's important to hear that it's okay. Sometimes our ideas, our plans, our vision changes, and this is okay. Where it becomes problematic, ring of fire, heart's desire, flames of love, lift us higher. Ring of fire, heart's desire. Thank you, Dawn. Of course, I don't have any of my handy dandy cue cards here. I'm going to write that down. I won't remember. Ring of fire, heart's desire, flame of love, lifts us higher. There we go. I'm working on a couple of creative projects that I'm very excited about, and that will work well with one of them. But yeah, so what I was being guided to say there is it's really important to sometimes things change. We change as we heal, as we let go of things, as we unburden ourselves from the things that we have held on to from back there. Yesterday, a big part of the message was grief, right? And I shared the writing that had come through in 2 parts about grief. So again, if you haven't had a listen to that, go back and listen to yesterday's at the beginning and the end. I shared with you all the channeled message I received in 2 parts. So what is your heart's desire? What is your heart's desire? And allow your breath to fan the flame of love that lifts us higher. So the 2 cards that fell on the ground, let's see what they are. Oh, so cute. We have this one, the boundaries. Yes. And we're just on the other side of eclipse season now. And number 39, which is a 12. And doesn't that look like our force field of love that we were just talking about? I think it does. I think it totally does. The force field of love, that is it. And so when we are honoring and following our heart's desire, when we are nurturing ourself via acts of self-love, radical self-care, self-love every day, we are just getting stronger and more bright. 39 comes to a 12. As many of you who have been here with me for some time know, 12, the message is we are the channel of light. In the tarot, 12 is also the hanging man or the hanged man, right? So flipping the hanged man puts himself in the tree of life and puts himself upside down to reflect and to gain a different perspective. And so it feels like and it feels like many of us have we have put ourselves in the hangman position. We may still be hanging out in that position. Many of us have righted ourselves now, and we are going forward, knowing exactly, going forward lighter than we ever have before, and really open to co-creating, and really opening to co-creating streams of abundance and resources into our force field, into our lives. And we saw this card a couple of days ago. I love it. It's the number 10. It's the Reformation, rest, relaxation, restoration, reformation. We are here to restore. We are here to restore what has been torn from the children of God, from the children of light. And it's via, again, they keep coming back to these acts of self-love, acts of self-care that support the process, because it's big work. And this is the Wheel of Fortune, right? The Wheel of Fate, the Wheel of Destiny. They're saying, pull out your book, because I did write something about that in here. Let me see. Yes. Okay. So remember, we had Saturn, Venus, and Mercury conjunct the North Node in Pisces, trine Mars in Cancer. And about the Saturn, and the North Node. Remember the other day I was saying that Saturn was like, we are going through the eye of the needle right now, and nothing that's meant to land on the other side with us will make it through that passageway. So Saturn is quite a heavy, and it's a slow moving planet. And I wrote heaviness, slow burn. Saturn, the Lord of karma, good, bad, or otherwise, right? Positive karma, negative karma. We reap what we sow, and it is returned to us in kind. So it feels like for many of us, we have cleared the karmic ties, and we've been actually getting lots of confirmation and messages from our loved ones and ancestors in spirit, celebrating that we have made the breakthrough. We have broken free of a generational karmic cord or tie. And so now we're moving on to the predestined path that we were meant to travel in this lifetime. But first, we had to let go of all the heaviness and extra baggage that we were carrying with us. Because Saturn, the North Node in Pisces, is about our destiny, what we're here for, the fated destiny. And it requires us to take loving action, right? And we've been doing that. If you're here, if you're watching this, if you resonate with anything, I'm sure you're not just here for the entertainment factor or for my good looks. So you have been doing it, right? You've been doing the work. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be listening to this middle-aged woman talking to her computer about this kind of stuff, talking to all of you. So you've been doing the work. So now it's time to really open up your arms, like as we approach 3333 there, as we move. Yeah, for the love and healing. As we move towards the resurrection, 420 Easter, as we move towards this date, it is like, and we'll be coming out of Aries season, moving into Taurus season. So as we end out Aries season, the sacred fool, which is the archetype of Aries, as well as the emperor. But as we move into Taurus season, the fool is taking the step off of the cliff, traveling lightly with their faithful little dog and their little sack of goodies, and taking the leap and moving, taking the leap into their own destiny. Each one of us. That's what we're here for. So self-love, nurturing, kindness, compassion, radical self-care. Yeah, and going at your own pace. We're not in a race. There's no race. What are we racing to? Nothing. Okay, so let's pull some cards for Kiva and Mo. If anyone else is here and you'd like a card, let me know. Let's see, what am I feeling guided to? I think we're going to start with the archetype, the wild unknown archetypes. And I think I'm going to pre-record the Whimsical Wednesday tomorrow. And then Thursday morning we'll go live for coffee time. Okay. So, Kiva. Let me take a sip. Yeah, I feel like Kiva, I'm just reading back on the live chat comments. We miss you too, Dawn. But Kiva's saying she feels like she's lived many lifetimes in just this one. Yeah, I feel like I've lived many lifetimes since the Virgo full moon in March. It feels like, but I understand what you mean too. So the memories never go, but I've lost a lot of visual evidence over the years of different stages and phases of my own life. And what I find these days in this technological world, that it's really the memories that matter. And it's the memories that we leave with others as well. It's the good feels, right? Those are parts of our sacred deal. Good. Vitality's a good thing. Force field of love. I know it is beautiful. And then we got that card that represented it. Look at this. Kiva, here's your card. Ring of fire, heart's desire, sacred flame takes us higher. Okay, I feel guided to show you this picture that was, where is it? It's reminding me of that picture. It was a commissioned piece for me, and I received it 4 weeks before Frank died. And it was 2 rings. Where is that picture? Let me see if I can find it. It feels like there's something in that picture. Just give me 1 second. I love you, honey. So this was a piece that I had commissioned. I received it. We were away on a hockey tournament when it came through. And Frank passed 4 weeks later to the date of me receiving this. I didn't really understand it when I got it. The message that came with it. I wonder if I can read if I can. Yeah. So I'm just going to read to you what it says, because there's some reason they wanted me to bring this out. I didn't understand it until after he died, really. So, So the message that came with this, a cosmic contract from an angelic dimension, reveals an encrypted message, a message of golden light, remembering your life's task. So, Kiva, I feel like there's something there for you as well, and maybe anyone else who is seeing this visual. Yeah, a lot of fours. There were the 4 stars here, and then we can see the 1 heart over on the other side here. And then some light language, and these 2 rings, one lifting the other up. So the message again, a cosmic contract from an angelic dimension reveals an encrypted message, a message of golden light, remembering your life task. And so this is about us remembering. The woman who created this for me was over in Germany. And she actually, a month after Frank passed, she sent me another message because he had sent a message to me through her. It was 1441 there. So, yeah, pretty interesting. So, Kiva, I'm also, when I connect to this ring image, I'm also seeing a visual of an eye there, which really feels like, again, this ancient wisdom, right? Like I'm feeling this like a dragon's eye or a crocodile's eye, something really ancient and old. And this feels like there's something, again, it like I keep going back, they keep taking me back to that one. So perhaps you as well have a cosmic contract with the angelic dimensions that you are here to bring to life in this lifetime. Let's see if there's anything in this book. So this is from, oh, there it is. So this is from the archetypes, the wild unknown archetypes. And it says, I'm just going to read the wise words. The wise words. I'm just going to read the keywords: the infinite, the wheel, the connection with the angelic dimensions, the wheel of destiny, the wheel of fortune has turned. Things that we've all spoke about tonight. And it says here, so when in the light, so when in its highest expression, there is a feeling of connectedness, humility, and the honoring of sacred cycles. When out of balance, there is unconscious repetition, starving for connection. So, yeah, that's good. I mean, and again, I don't think there's much unconscious about you, Kiva. I think it's, I think just your earlier comment about, not being pleased at yourself with, a recent engagement today, interaction with someone, some people never acknowledge that they spoke poorly in an interaction, right? So again, go easy on yourself and be gentle, and perhaps call on those angelic realms that we're connected to, and let them help you too, you sweet little lamb. And you know what I'm feeling here is a God's eye. You all know God's eyes. I don't have any handy in here right now, but I got on a kick about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I was making God's eyes out the yin yang. Yeah. And the lamb is soft and gentle. And the lamb does indeed lie with the lions, and the lions protect the lamb. And this is really feeling again. It really feels, Kiva, as if your team, your angels, are really encouraging you. Um, Let the world see the real you, and anger oftentimes and explosive reactions oftentimes just point us in the direction of something, another layer that we are being asked to heal. So again, with this image, I'm just feeling like really be soft and gentle with yourself, and really ask the child, the little Kiva within, what it is she needs. And there you have the lizard on the bottom, right? Shedding the skin that we no longer fit in, not allowing ourselves to get fleeced by anyone, all that good stuff. Oh, are you? Awesome. Perfect. Perfect. So those are your cards there, Kiva. That's awesome. I'm a dog in Chinese astrology. I am a dog. I am a dog. Okay. So Dawn, Miss Mo, let's see. Yeah. Careful though, I don't nip at your heels if you get me going. All right, Dawn. If anyone else is here and would like me to pull a couple cards for you, please do let me know. Oh, ugh. These cards are so hard to shuffle. There's a lot of them. I don't know. I think there's 88 in here. Let's see. Let me just see if I can find 70, 78. There's 78 cards in here. It's a lot. Okay, so let's see. The crone at the bottom. Oh, you're a snake? Fire snake. Nice. That is a lot to shuffle. So I've never mastered the art of really shuffling. Good thing you don't need to be a good shuffler. Yeah. Can you give me your there's no way I'm gonna pull a card. Can you just give me your first name? Jvex? Jvex? And I will pull a card. Okay, so Dawn. There it is. The threshold. You know what? I just look at that, the feet on the ground there. You know what I just saw in my mind's eye is a vulture. And I had really cool interactions with interactions. It was like flying over me the other day. And again, the same message was coming through, that death and rebirth. Nadine, okay. Thank you for letting me know. I'll pull, you're up next, Nadine. Yeah, the same message came through when I saw this vulture yesterday. So I feel like, Dawn, that's a part of your message, that death and rebirth take place in the same space. I'm also, what a cute image, with the feet on the ground. And this is a big, as we approach Easter, where we're being guided to like really begin after we've been thread through the eye of the needle and there's not much left but our authentic skin, that it feels like this is a lift off point, but we lift off from being really grounded. For you here, Dawn, what I'm really feeling is that you are on this threshold, if you will. You're on this, like, it's So what I'm seeing is like, again, it's almost like the fool, but I'm not seeing a cliff here. It's like just step over. And as soon as you take that step over some imaginary line, it's almost like things are going to open and shift. And I think, honestly, Dawn, I think you are likely feeling this in your experience anyways of recent days, weeks, and months, how quickly things are changing. And the most important thing in all of the changes that are taking place is that you remain grounded. You continue to show up for yourself in ways that nobody else can, and get those yes. And that's why it, because this is kind of a odd image. I don't work with these cards all that often, more so recently, but it's like, there's that curve there. And then underneath, it looks like this solar plexus and sacral chakra energy. And so perhaps what the breakthrough is you are feeling more in your personal power with all of the rapid and sudden changes that have taken place in your life in the last, say, handful of months. So I just got the message, just breathe, pause, and take a deep breath. And when you're ready, step forward and allow yourself to step forward, being guided by your beautiful heart space, and honoring the emotions as they come in in waves, right? And this is, again, this is what we were speaking about yesterday. If you haven't had an opportunity, just click on yesterday's video after this and go and listen to the messages about grief. It's at the beginning of the message yesterday, and as well at the end, close to the end of the message as well. Not right at the beginning, probably a couple minutes in, I shared the writing that came through yesterday very quickly in about 9 minutes time. And it was all about grief. But the first sentence or two of that message had started on April the 4th. And then continued yesterday and came out in 9 minutes. So I really encourage you to go and look at that. And let's see what this threshold, what it says here in the book, just the keynotes about it. And then we'll pull you an animal card. And then Nadine. Welcome, Nadine. I don't know if we have met you before, but we're happy you're here. Ah, yeah, see, and we were talking about that. Thank you for saying that, because we were just talking about that prior, like the fool stepping off. And this is what we're getting squeezed, we're being fed through the eye of the needle so that we can take that leap off of not a leap, the step off of the cliff into this whole new world, this whole new journey that is all about us living our bliss, co-creating with the divine, all of these sacred streams of okay, because there's that message, like I said, it started on April the 4th and then continued yesterday in 9 minutes. The second part of the message came out right before I went to work. So yeah. So let's see what the guidebook says, just about the key things about this card. I just had it. Now I lost it. Oh, there it is. Threshold. The door, the gate, the initiation. You're all of it, Dawn. You are the door, you are the gate, and you are the initiate at this time. And it says, when in its positive aspects, its growth, individuation, ease in the liminal. And then when it's like in resistance, resisting, refusal to grow, barriers, boundaries. And then it says, lie on the floor and listen to Bob Dylan standing in the doorway. I wouldn't really listen to Bob Dylan, but you could lay on the floor and breathe and feel the gateway, feel the opening that is you. So let's let's get you an animal card here. I'm really drawn to those feet. I can't stop looking at them. It's you know what it is? That's why. Cuz I'm seeing it like a nest. Not like humans hang out in necks. Awesome. It's not like humans. It's not like we hang out in nests, although you're in my nest. Actually, my bedroom's really my nest, but yeah, this is the home nest. But that's what it's feeling like. It's like you've done your growing, you've done what you've been asked to do, and now it's like you're ready, you're prepared for flight. And birds, they push the little babies out of the nest when they're ready, right? So that's kind of what I'm feeling here with that, Mo. It's like it's almost like you're being told you're good to go, you're good to go on, you can do it. Okay, so let's see. Sweet little fox, the shapeshifter, divine feminine. Foxes are so cute. And like they don't have time to fly, right? Fly the coop. This is really feeling like, again, you have the ability to really kind of, it's almost like I'm feeling like the chameleon energy, like you can fit into any situation, right? And you can do so with ease. And it's almost like this is your one of your powers. And it's also like I just heard you can do as you please. And so perhaps that's about this flight, doing exactly as you please and standing on your own 2 feet and doing what you please playfully. Because if you've ever seen little foxes, they're so playful, right? Like people are on the community pages around here. There's like, oh my gosh, there's a fox running down the street. And I'm like, the fox isn't going to do anything to you. Like the fox isn't going to bug you, and neither's the coyote. Just keep walking. Like, people are so ridiculous. It's like, and foxes are very, family oriented, right? Like they live in their dens and really care for one another. I feel like this is about you. It's almost like, Dawn, it's like you're the mama bird, you're the baby bird, you're all of it. And you are like the gold around this fox is really solar plexus. That's it. Like we see the golden on the threshold underneath the color of the sacral chakra, when normally the gold is above, right? So this is about you coming into your personal power, pretty as you please, unique and free, doing the things you love that set your soul free for flight. You are the light. Oh, so thank you, Dawn. Thanks for being here tonight. I think tomorrow I'm going to be doing some recording for monthly messages. So stay tuned, Dawn. Yours will be coming up for Taurus and Gemini season. It's on tap for me to record those messages tomorrow. If anyone else is interested in taking a part of yearly messages this year, I offered it in subscription form. So you can either get one, pay for it all up at one time, or you can get it delivered to you monthly. And those details are on my website. So if you're interested in that, go and have a visit of the website. Awesome. Dawn, so nice to see you here with us tonight. Yes. So tomorrow I will be doing Taurus season for sure, but I do have Taurus and Gemini to get through. So stay tuned. You'll be hearing from me soon. So next is Nadine. Nadine. Let's get some cards for Nadine. If anyone else is here and you'd like any cards, let me know in the chat along the side. If you're just not interested in the cards and just the energy of the current time, you can go back to the first 30 minutes of this recording or this live and catch up on what we talked about at the beginning. So Nadine. First, I'm going to say there's a feeling, sort of, Nadine, that you're holding back, holding yourself back, not really wanting to be seen. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling intuitively right off the top. And then we get this beautiful card. Oh my God. The mother. And there's the nest. Is that the nest from the threshold card? Okay, seriously? That's what I was feeling like on that card, was a nest. Anyways, we're not going to go pull it out, but that's what it looks like. And I just love it. Yeah, so this is feeling like, for you, Nadine, what I'm feeling, first of all, this is a new beginning. Are you still with us, Nadine? Yeah. Yes. So this is like, I just heard a pearl within the teardrop. And there was something that before your card came out, there's something like you're holding back, like you're almost not wanting to be seen, you know, which the world needs your light. The world needs your light. The world needs what it is you have to offer. And this is a new beginning. It's like there's something that you have been nurturing, protecting, keeping to yourself, and almost afraid to let it out, afraid to allow it to be seen. And yet what I'm really feeling is like, well, I keep hearing, I keep hearing a jewel within the teardrop, a jewel within the teardrop. And there's a pearl that looks like a pearl to me in there. And if you know about pearls, right? Pearls are in oysters. And in order to make the pearl, it needs the sand, right? And the sand is what makes, I don't even know what it is that makes the pearl. But this is, so what I'm hearing is the challenging times, it's the rough ride that you've had along the way that has polished you to the beautiful gem that you are today. And this mother energy, it's like, obviously you set up there, so I know you're a mom because you set up there your son changed your name. But what I'm really feeling, this is about you mothering yourself, little Nadine that lives inside, that has been with you for this entire ride. Little Nadine, it's almost like little Nadine has this treasure to give you. And it, like, are you going to reach out and take it? Are you, or are you going to, it just really feels, Nadine, like you're wanting to hide yourself, hide away from the world. And I mean, understandable. The world's lost its collective marbles. And if you're here in North America, you know what I mean. If you're here north of, in Canada, it's like totally cray cray. And so this is there. this feels like I'm being guided to say it's safe for you to come out. And again, if you haven't listened to the first part of the message, there was lots of messages that were coming through there about us being safe and protected as we go forward. And with this being like a number one, this is a new beginning. And I really do feel like this is you showing up for yourself, for your hopes, for your dreams. What were your visions? If you go back and ask little Nadine, if we go back and ask little Nadine what she wanted to do when she grew up, what would the answer be? So you probably feel like a child, and Australia is on the same trajectory. These, what are they called? The Five Eyes countries: Canada, Australia. I mean, we're and they this unhoused, if we used to say it was homeless, right? We used to call it homelessness. We've got a big problem of that here as well in Canada. But now the ones who have created the problems for us, whether in Australia or Europe or Canada or wherever, Ireland as well, lots of trouble for these countries. It's because our government's done it to us. That's plain and simple. The government have single-handedly destroyed the UK as well. Have destroyed us, and now we have more and more. They say it's kind of like the new thing to say, so it doesn't sound as terrible as homeless. It is terrible, unhoused, homeless, but they came up with this new catchphrase, unhoused. I asked them when they started, like here in Canada, I started to hear this unhoused thing a couple of years ago. And I'm like, what the heck is this unhoused? They mean homeless, and for us here, if you're unhoused or homeless, there's very little chance you're going to get into a place. And so I'm so glad that you have your parents, because that is the only way any of us here who don't currently own anything will ever own anything. Yeah. And it's the same. Like, it's just the governments are destroying us and nobody wants to talk about it. We got a big finance guy. He's like, he just destroyed England. Now he's coming here to Canada, and he's our acting prime minister right now. He's gross and disgusting. Look him up. Carnage. Mark Carney is his name. And he destroyed England. He's destroyed the UK. And we've had 10 years of a liberal government here in Canada. I used to feel like I was liberal. Clearly, I'm not any longer. I don't agree with any of their agendas that they're pushing, and they've destroyed our country. We've had 1.2% growth in 10 years, in a decade, and so, and our population here has grown by the millions in 10 years, and we don't have the infrastructure. So we have a lot of people coming to this country from the third world, and Canada's turning into a third world country. And I'm sure it's the same in these other countries that have been like gates wide open with immigration. It's not cool. And at the end of this year, Canada has 5 million students and people that were here on work visas and stuff that are supposed to be going home. You think that's going to happen? They want to grow our population to 100 million in 80 years. Canada 10 years ago was a country of 31 million, 30 million. Small, right? Big land mass, small population. And, we now, I think our population's at 40 million. We don't have the infrastructure. We have people living on the streets all over the place. That's a huge population expansion, and we don't have the infrastructure. And that's why our housing markets have gone out of control. People can't find homes. You're renting like a bedroom in a house will run you $800 to $900 a month. You're sharing with strangers you don't know the rest of the house. This place that I'm living in, it's a 3-bedroom apartment. in not a great area. Um, and it's running me about 2,100 a month just for the rent, where a place like this 10 years ago might have been 1,500, maybe even less than that. So it's deplorable what the governments are doing. And like I said, $200 on groceries today got us 3 bags of groceries. Yeah. Yeah. 750 a week. So that's 1,500, $3,000 a month. That's disgusting. And it's happening here in Canada too. The place I moved out of before my son and I moved here, it was about 20 minutes west of here. And when we left there, I was paying, it depended, because I was paying 60% of the utilities as well. There was a family of 5 living in the basement and just my son and I upstairs. And so it was costing me anywhere between 2,700 and 2,900 a month. That was before food and gas in the car or anything like that. So I had to move us here. But it's all by design, right? And the flood of immigrants into all these countries is also by design. And, there's a lot of tension. Canada has become a very unsafe space, very unsafe space for single women, especially since the COVID flew through 5 years ago or something. It's become very unsafe. And with the influx of, yeah, I'm still near the lake. I'm just, it was 5 1s across the board. I'm still near the lake, but I'm 20 minutes east of where I was. I'll take in the summer, when the weather's nicer, we'll go down and explore the lake around here. I have been doing that a little bit to get myself comfortable. But like I said, with the influx of immigrants, I don't feel as safe as I once did in this beautiful country that I have called home my entire life. Um, oh my gosh. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting that any human anywhere in the developed, I mean, the first world's becoming the third world anyway. So, we're going to be knocked off of our high horse. Wow, that is crazy, Dawn. Like, it's bad. It's bad. And we have not, um, we haven't rightfully stood up for ourselves, and we're fighting each other here in Canada. Like, people are just crazy. There's an election this month, a federal election. And, it's like people can't even have a civilized conversation about it. People that support the current government, the Liberal government that's been in for 10 years, people that support them are blind to the destruction that they've done to this country. And the new guy, Carnage Carney, he has deep, deep ties in Beijing. And for those of you who have been rolling with me for a while, know that I have been saying Canada is owned by China for quite some time, at least a decade. I've been saying that, and people call me crazy. Watch. If they get back in, welcome to Communist Canada. I don't know, honestly, what that means for us, but I don't think it's good. It won't be good at all, right? And so pray for us. Pray for us. And for all of us worldwide, because it's in a global agenda that's underway. So back to Nadine. And perhaps the mothering energy is coming in because you're, living with your parents and again, and what a beautiful, so in some ways, it's so lucky that you have that option, right? When I think about my family's scattered. Although, my mom and stepdad and, oh my gosh, when you see this card, are local, they're in Durham region, but for most of my life, my father has lived away in a different province than I've lived. So, and again, I think that was all by design, the breaking down of the family structure, the family unit. And, so we have a lot of people like my age and stuff. My family's rather small. And, so there's a lot of people that are just like going it on their own. And I don't really feel that that's the way it was meant to be for any of us. We're meant to be in communities. We're meant to be supporting one another. We're meant to be encouraging one another and helping each other. And, I had a little bit of a frightening experience last week. We had this, um, it wasn't really that frightening, but it did give me some food for thought. Like this boom, I call it a sonic boom, but it was like they're saying it was thunder, but it was the weirdest thunder I've ever heard in my 54 years. Um, and anyways, this rolled through, and then within a minute, we started to get hail and snow, and it got really cold and sleet. But when that sound rolled through, like I literally was looking up, but it was so heavy cloud coverage. I was looking up and to see, because I thought it was like a big military plane flying low or whatever. And I am close to the lake, and the military, the Air Force is like 2 hours away, but I guess they can get here in a couple of, 20 minutes on the plane or something. Anyways, I thought it was like a big military plane rolling through. And I thought, why? Because they're playing with our weather. They're engineering our weather. We are literally under the weather. And who knows, like that day, it was warm first, and then it got cold and overcast. The day before was very nice. And then this thing rolled through, and it was heard all through like my region that I live in. I live in Durham region, Ontario. So 30 minutes east of Toronto. And when this thing rolled through, my thought was, like it doesn't feel so secure any longer to be a single woman. And that's why my divine masculine is going to come in this year. I'm sure of it. But yeah, I'm sure we could go on talking about this forever. Yeah, wasn't it weird? And it was loud. It was so loud. And it was just one boom. It was just one like it was like a sonic boom or something. I've never heard it before. I literally jumped. I was startled. I'm like, what the heck is that? So yeah. Back to Nadine though. Wait till you see this second card that's come out. The turtle, the divine feminine. So there's 13 segments on the back representing the 13 moons of the year, the divine feminine, the mother energy. And then on the outside of the shell are 28 segments representing the month, because that's another bullshit game they played on us. They made this Gregorian calendar, and they said that the new year begins in January in the dead of winter. Baloney. They lied to us. It's now the new year, right? Spring is the birth of the new year. And the turtles, again, this is like carrying its home on its back, traveling lightly. And, it's so funny because if a turtle feels threatened, what does it do? Pulls its head in and its legs in, and everything's in, and it's nice and safe. So I think that there's something here to be said to you, Nadine, that you are safe, even though you may feel, like you may be having your own feelings of self-worth coming up and stuff like this. And first, I would say to you, your situation is not your fault. It is by design. We as humans, HUE, worldwide, especially those of us who reside in the countries that are part of the Seven Eyes, they're trying to destroy us. They don't want us to succeed. They don't want us to live abundantly. But you know what? Enough with their bullshit, because we are going to succeed. We are going to overcome all of this foolishness, and they're the ones that are going to fade away. Let's just say they're going to fade away, right? They're going to scurry away back to the dark from which they came. Because when we all start standing up for ourselves, when we all use our voices, then things are going to change. And it begins with each and every one of us doing so in our own life. And again, like lots of ancient wisdom here. Sea turtles, this could be a sea turtle, but he looks like a cosmic turtle, doesn't he? Hanging out there in the cosmos. Nadine, this feels like it's the message that is coming through with this is that there's a need for you to get more grounded, and perhaps you're feeling really ungrounded and unsettled because of your living situation. But what I'm feeling is like, some bare feet on the ground is going to be very helpful for you, some time in nature, and just really breathing into the experience of now and knowing that you're safe, guided, and protected, and really nothing can cause you harm. It's often our thoughts that keep us in this perpetual loop of feeling like we're in harm's way. Again, if you weren't here for it at the beginning of the message came out that, as we go out into the world, we are surrounded in our force field of love. Nothing can touch us. Nothing can touch us. And at the end of the day, it's between us and source anyways. All this bullshit on this planet, commie Canada. I mean, they could come and take me away for saying something like that, couldn't they? I don't know. Yeah. And so Dawn, with the mother card, the keynotes are the Great Mother. And so I'm feeling the divine feminine presence. And what I'm also feeling is like, there's some gifts that you have, and that's going back to the beginning. It's almost like your energy was holding back. And I feel like you're being called out of your shell. You're being called out of your shell, and allow yourself to mother little Nadine, or allow your mom to mother little Nadine. Just really bask in the connection, and really, I feel like there's a call to gratitude, really being grateful to be in a family home. This could be a very beautiful and beneficial thing for all parties involved. The Great Mother, the feminine, the source. And in its positive expression, glowing, generative, creative, and nurturing. In the negative expression, dim, exhausted, controlling, and limiting. I really do feel like there's a gift here for you, Nadine. That pearl keeps standing out to me. I don't know that I've ever seen this card either. And then is that a snake? So shedding skin that you no longer fit in. Self-care practices, again, back to the beginning of the message, the self-care practices, radical self-care, showing up for yourself, showing yourself that you care, you are worthy and deserving, and all this other, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's the little shifts. And I'm telling you, Nadine, there's something, your gifts, you are meant to be working with using your gifts. And perhaps this is about, because as we get destabilized, when we have to move, when we can no longer afford to keep a roof over our head, which is bullshit. It's absolutely disgusting. It makes me so mad, but I don't want to go off at you on the screen here because I could go off on that kind of stuff because it makes me so angry. And people aren't talking about it. They want to make it all fluffy and nice. Oh, all the unhoused people in Ajax. You mean the homeless people that are living all over the street, that are dying on the street? Is that what we're talking about? But we're going to call it unhoused because that's the nice liberal way, because they're the ones that created the mess. Like, it's so maddening. And it's not just here. It's everywhere, right? And you know it. You're feeling it. You're all seeing it. But let's start calling it what it is. Bullshit. Call it out. And yet when those kind of things happen, we can feel ashamed, right? I'm a 54, 55-year-old woman and I can hardly keep a roof over my head, and many of us are in the same boat. We're not alone. And so what are we going to do about it? The mother within us has to rise up. We have to rise up, stand up for ourselves, stand up for our children. I've said it for years. As soon as women do what we're here to do, we could shift a lot of these problems in the world pretty quickly. A healed woman, the divine feminine woman, rising up as she's meant to, and restoring righteousness to this planetary realm. Wow. The snake is all about transforming and shedding skin. Are we in the year of the snake? We are. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And they're destroying countries. Canada, I've said it a million times, is a natural resource rich country. Yet our government ties our hands and says, no, we're not going to tap into those resources. Sorry, folks. We got to take care of the climate and climate change. Shut up. Shut up. I don't even want to hear it. Shut up. That's what I want to say to them. Shut up. Enough of the nonsense. But there's people that eat it up. They eat it up. The climate's changing because it's being engineered, folks. Wake up. I'm feeling feisty tonight. I thought this would be yes. So it is the year of the wood snake. Thank you, Dawn. And this is the year we're shedding the skin. Last year was the year of the dragon, the wood dragon. And now it's like the year we come out of our skin. The archetype of this year is the hermit, right? What was the message coming back during the holy days? The hermit is here to open its lantern and let our light out into the world, right? The hermit is to come out of hiding this year. And we're doing it. We're doing it slow and steady. Slow and steady. Let's get a card for all of us to close up here. Unless there's someone else here that would like a card, let me know. Thank you all for letting me pull cards for you. But the snake is the symbol also of the healer, right? If you look at the caduceus, right? It's got the two intertwined snakes. Was that Hermes' staff as well? Yeah. But we're the healer. We're the greatest technology on earth, right? We are. And when we tap into our gifts, when we do our healing, when we allow ourselves to get thread through the eye of the needle and we come out on the other side, it's like all these creative ideas are going to begin to start moving. Like I said, I've been getting a lot of messages again these days, but you know what the difference is? I actually pick up the pen. I get messages all the time, 24/7. It's nonstop. But you got to pick up the pen and write, or you got to pick up the clay and mold, right? Whatever it is, because the message I keep getting these days, it's not about having, like most of us have a job just to barely keep a roof over our head, right? All of us here, we can agree on that. It's our creative co-creation with the divine that's going to create all these streams, supportive streams of resources that come to us. So this is about us living our creative dreams. And again, Nadine, I think the question came through for you is, what did little Nadine want to do? And do more of that. This card is wanting to come out. Ah, of course it wants to come out because we are the warrior. What was that? Was that a Pat Benatar song? Shooting at the walls of heartache, bang, bang. I am the warrior. I think that was Pat Bennett. I am the warrior, and heart to heart you'll see if you survive. Is that? I think that's it. Anyways, we are the warriors. We're the rainbow warriors of the heart. We are here to do the healing work for the 7 generations that came before and those that are yet to come. We are the balance point. We are God's rainbow under the sun, 7 rays, 7 prisms. 10, the number 10, the Wheel of Fortune energy again. Snake again, shedding skin. And it's almost like the snake is being thread through this nose or eye or whatever, but it's like that eye of the needle, right? And third eye. Yes. Awesome, Nadine. Awesome. And that's what we're here to do, right? That's what we're here to do. And Nadine, I feel like I said at the beginning, the message started to come through before any cards came through for you. It's like you were holding yourself back from something, and now it's time to just breathe and let yourself flow. Yes, and that's what we're here for, supporting one another. We can't do it alone. And, yes, we're dispersed all over the place, and, we may lose certain connections, and yet we are always connected via intention, via our breath, via our hearts. And showing up for ourselves is the greatest gift we can give to the collective. The greatest way we can support each other is to do our healing work, showing up for ourselves. We are the children of light who weren't born for fright. We were born for delight. And the wheel of fortune, the wheel of destiny, the wheel of fate is turning in our favor. And by this time next year, things are going to be a lot different, a lot better for all of us. Alice the camel had 2 humps. Alice the camel had. This is saying to me that we have all we need. For some of us, it's a need to get more hydrated, drink more water. But I'm hearing like we have reserves. We have stores of reserves that we need. We have all the resources we need. And if we are starting to feel ourselves depleted, it's time to rest so that we can restore. Ooh, because we don't want to be sore and angry. And here it's like, this is what the governments of the world, the WEF, we all know the WEF, right? Schwab can stick a Schwab up his ass. Anal Schwab. The fire ant here. Yeah. But this is kind of like what's happening on the planet, right? So you can have a jar, and I'm sure you've all seen this online, but you can have a jar of like fire ants or whatever, and they'll all be coexisting in the jar. But if you shake it up, then they start attacking each other. Oh my God, right? And also, this is about teamwork. I'm really feeling this about teamwork, because have you ever seen ants carrying away a piece of like a crumb? they all get in on it. They're moving this thing, they get that thing back to wherever they're going, and then they have a feast, right? So this is about teamwork makes the dream work. This is about sisters and brothers, sistren and brethren worldwide uniting because we have opened our inner eyes. We feel ourselves as an emanation, as an extension of Christ, that was what Yeshua, our brother, was doing. He was here on this journey of ascension. He was no more special than any of us. He told us that. So don't get upset at me. Don't go, oh, blasphemy, whatever. It's true. He told us that. He told us that. Christ is a consciousness. It's a title, just like Magdalene was a title. It wasn't a last name. It's about the consciousness. And so, as we address the emotional body that may be bringing our fiery emotions to the surface, because fiery emotions, really underneath the fiery emotion is unhealed pain. It's grief, right? So the fiery emotions come to the surface, and then we can disperse it by working with our breath. We can disarm those around us also by speaking from our heart space, from within our force field of light, our bubble. It's not a time, humans, it's time to give up our fright. We were born for delight. We are delight. The groove is in the heart. Oh my God. I get tired. I just crack myself up because everything's about music. Sorry. If you get it, you get it. Grooves in the heart. Who sang that? Delight. Anyways, thank you for being a warrior of the heart, a peaceful warrior of the heart. And I do feel like for some of us at this time, it's like you may be presented with a talisman, almost like a power stone or something. I feel like we're going to be receiving a gift. So pay attention to the gifts that are present for you. Nadine, Kiva, Tech, what's that other not Creatrix, Electronica Mom. Thank you all so much for being here. Honestly, I really appreciate your presence. Are you laughing at Groove is in the Heart? Do you remember the video? Groove is in the heart. Everything's a song. So we have all that we need. We are prepared. We are warriors of the heart. We are the ones the world has been waiting for. Remember, we've already received congratulations from our ancestors in spirit, our loved ones in spirit. We have broken through. We have made it. We have freed ourselves. So keep going. Remember, easy, go easy. There's no need to be anything but gentle at this time. It would be a great disservice to be pushing or shoving or forcing your way through anything. Remember, we are in the eye of the needle and we are getting threaded through. We are the golden thread of life that is here to weave our beautiful tapestry of delight, intermixing with one another, interconnected. And I'm so glad to be connected to all of you. I may come back tomorrow night for a live. We'll see. I will definitely be doing so. For those who are waiting on Taurus season messages, they will be delivered tomorrow. Taurus and Gemini season for the monthly readings as a part of the yearly. Those will be going out Whimsical Wednesday. There will be a recorded interactive message that will be shared. It's premiering. I don't know what time it's going to premiere. Maybe 3:30, 3:33, or 2:22. I'm glad you feel better. You guys always make me feel better too. So it's about the reciprocity, right? So thank you all so much for being here. Check out your Whimsical Wednesday messages. Go back to Saturday for the astrology of the time. Go to yesterday, which was Monday, for the channeled message that came through about grief. And ladies and gents, please know we are doing it. Don't give up before the miracle happens. We are the miracle. We are all of it. And we are clearing out the bullshit. And we're not going to take it anymore. We've been taking it for about 40 years or more, but we're not going to take it anymore. Right? Right. Yeah, I know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Kiva. Yeah, I am a poet, and I know it. Um, Dr. Susie kind. Anyways, I see you. I feel you. I love you. Thank you all so much for showing up. Truly, you have no idea. The truth is, though, your presence here is a gift for which I am eternally grateful. We are doing it, and you are doing it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you.